3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the AV Youth Media Debate Team.
Help. He's kidnapped my family. I'm Ben Sturgeon.
And your name?
It's Eli.
And your team is?
Chunky's dead.
And this team, this guy's name?
No. Eric.
Hi Eric, how are you?
Overridden.
Who are you and why are you here? What is your name?
I'm Adam.
Okay, what is your team name?
We're team number 3.
Hell yeah. Okay,
Why are you threatening them?
the topic of debate today is on the controversial topic of whether the new Sonic design in the new Sonic movie is good or bad. This team argues the new one is better. This team argues the old one is better. The debate begins. The timer starts.
Alright, so we're arguing that the old Sonic design is better. And so if you actually see the trailer, you can see that it has a nice lighter blue than what eventually was released in the new version. And also the fur textures look a lot more realistic. And it has a lot more human features, which make it appear that it would be a lot more likely to appear in real life than that new, kind of like weird looking design.
Yeah, and I agree with Adam as well. I think the old Sonic redesign was something that was original versus a lot of movies nowadays where it looks very cartoony. I think having a Sonic that looks very realistic helps sort of go into the whole movie of it being live action.
Yeah, and also the animators didn't want to make it look like what it eventually turned out now. They were pressured by the public to do that. So it's not even the director's original vision, and we should trust them to make sure that they make a good film.
Yeah, I mean, like, they put millions of dollars into the movie. So, you know, they're probably, like, good at it.
Okay, so to start things off, first off, if you recall, the old Sonic design had human teeth. I didn't think I had to stress this enough. Not to mention, it looks horrifying, like an abomination from God. Let's see.
His face looks kind of like a mouse. It's just sort of terrifying. I don't really understand why that was the director's vision. And if it was the director's vision, it needed to be changed. And I think the public can argue for that because it was horrifying.
And Sonic is not supposed to be realistic. It's a video game character. Of course it's not gonna be realistic. Like, tell me, do you know any hedgehogs that are out there that are blue, wear shoes, wear gloves, which the old Sonic design didn't even have? Gloves.
Now, the 1 minute and 30-second free-for-all where both sides will argue their points.
Okay, go.
Alright, so if you probably heard of like the late mid 90s like Sonic cartoon, it's like very gritty and dark. And I feel like that kind of carries over with this grittier depiction of a realistic looking Sonic. Because with this new version, it seems a lot more like cartoony, and it is just kind of out of place. While the while the older version,
It's like a horror movie, yeah.
yeah, it kind of fits in with how you want Sonic to look and how he would interact with people on an everyday basis.
I would say that would make perfect sense, except there's two old-timey cartoon Sonics. There's the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and then there was the SatAM series. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog was more lighthearted, you know, for kids. More like, oh, this is kind of like a Saturday morning cartoon. You could wake up, you could watch it. It's got a message at the end, you know, all that jazz.
The, games also portray him very similar to the new design, rather than the terrifying old design, which seems like something out of a creepypasta, like Sonic.exe or something.
We don't talk about that.
I think that's the exact reason why we need to have a newer Sonic, because all of the other sort of things that you've mentioned, they've all portrayed Sonic as this sort of kid's character. But I think having a more realistic viewpoint of a video game character brings sort of a fresh new perspective.
So Sonic can be for grown-ups too.
Well, I think this debate was really straightforward. You had a very good argument on the old Sonic side, but new Sonic design, objectively better. Come on.
This movie's for kids, so it should be a kid design.
Alexa, shut up.
Again, props to Props to Adam and Eric for having the best argument and losing.
Now begins segment number 2. This side will be arguing whether Untamed Chemistry is better than what this side is arguing, Cooking with Kyle.
Okay. So how do we start this off? Let's say.
Well, it really shows off some scientific knowledge that I didn't know before. I learned a lot about boron and yttrium. I didn't know it was in raisins, but now I do. I also really appreciate the periodic table in the background. That's very correct.
It certainly wasn't boron us to death. But who knows? Maybe we'll find out some more.
The soundtrack was also really beautiful. I don't think I've ever really spiritually connected with something like that.
I think I shed a tear, but like I don't know. Maybe it was that. I don't know.
It's just
Never
beautifully
cried
done. We really feel like I connected with him.
Get out of here, Titanic. Get out of here. Other good movies. You know, make way for Untamed Chemistry.
Alright, so even though Untamed Chemistry is made after Cooking with Kyle, it still is like structurally worse. Like the audio quality is very inconsistent, and a lot of the soundtrack I mentioned is very repetitive. Like it plays the same tune over and over again, while Cooking with Kyle is kind of less reliant on like low effort graphics and more reliant on its writing.
And I also think the information that you get from Cooking with Kyle is much more beneficial than Untamed Chemistry. Like, why would you need to know what boron and yttrium are? Rather, instead, you could know like a recipe for a smoothie that you could just eat, like drink in the morning.
Yeah, cooking is a more important skill to know than identifying certain elements. I feel like, as also we go through a lot of different ways of cooking. While with Untamed Chemistry, it mainly focuses just on studying boron, and they barely mention like yttrium in a scene as well.
All right, so I want to say, when you said that the music is repetitive, the Avengers music is repetitive, but it's dramatic. It's amazing.
It's also used
you
a
can
lot less
feel
as
it
well.
in you. You know, it resonates with you. That's what Untamed Chemistry does. It's beautiful. I've never felt such
Not to mention,
vibration.
Not to mention, it has more continuity than what Cooking with Kyle did with like different scene swapping. You know, well, not scene swapping. I mean more clothes swapping. You can tell that it's like it happened different days, which in Untamed Chemistry, you could more tell that it was on the same day, and it was more professional looking rather than, you know. But not only that, they drank out of a dog bowl, which was
Oh, and a child was forced to eat acorns on set.
Well, I mean, you're talking about like professional looking. Well, with Untamed Chemistry, they're way too reliant on like green screens, and you can even see like the black curtain in like some shots. And
They
I feel
didn't.
like
They didn't even have a real microscope.
Yeah,
They
I
use
feel
a
like we're not
camera.
conveying this enough to you. Like we should, we have a film critic friend right here.
Yeah.
So here, let's
bring our film
him
critic
on.
in.
Calling the professional. It's clear this issue cannot be resolved. Let us begin and bring us an expert in stuff.
that's a thing.
Hello, my name is Dr. Stevenson.
Hello,
Hi, guys.
I'm insane.
Dr. Stevens.
I'd like to talk about the two films, Cooking with Kyle and Untamed Chemistry.
They're terrible.
First, I'd just like to get everyone's opinion on these two films. What was your favorite scene in Untamed Chemistry? And then we'll analyze it. We'll talk a little bit about why that was your favorite scene.
So I don't really like Untamed Chemistry. I would say my favorite scene was when he was examining boron, but even that, there was still so much wrong with that. Like you could see that it was on a green screen, the camera work wasn't that good, the acting was a little subpar.
Well, when you mean the acting, you mean like the writing was bad, right? Because I mean, he was given the best. He did as best he could with what he was given.
Not just the writing, but the props were also kind of like low budget. I mean, they used a camera for a microscope. Who would do that?
I asked for your favorite scene, so it would really appreciate. It would be great if you could give me something positive, maybe. I mean, there's so much positive about these two films.
I guess you didn't CGI the actors.
Yeah, there wasn't that much like CGI in it, but it could have benefited from that. Like when it had the weird like plane sequence, like that looked kind of like low effort. Like
I mean, what are you? What are you to judge? I mean, look. Sometimes film critics, they don't know what they're talking about. I think these films are amazing. The low budget shows
Aren't
that this
you a
is
film
a
critic?
school film.
Aren't you a
I
film?
recognize you from like, you know, one of those things.
Are you a film critic though?
Look, anyways, what I'm trying to say is that sometimes low budget is actually just better, because if you have a little amount of money, you have to spend each cent very purposefully. You don't get a lot of money to make cool designs or hire good actors. Although I
so
would say the
that's why you
actors
got
are.
Kobe.
Each cent.
Yeah,
You
I
said
mean that
cent.
was kind of like a bad acting choice.
I
I mean,
think-
I liked Untamed Chemistry.
I don't
like,
think you
as
should
much
have brought
as
him
I
on.
expect. Yeah, I mean, listen, Untamed Chemistry is like a great movie. I like it's one of the best. It's out there above Titanic, but it could have been even better, like light years ahead of Titanic if you just took out Kobe and added like Kobe Bryant.
Look, okay, I'm not a film critic, okay? I was in both of them, alright? My heart will go on, okay? My heart will go on. All of you, this is so stupid. It's a great film.
Damn, he's more insane than me, and that is really saying something.
so, since we all talked about why Untamed Chemistry was bad, I guess that the
Yep.
Cooking with Kyle, I guess that our side won.
No,
I think Adam's reasons are sound.
It's bad.
Last, but certainly not least, certainly not least debate is clip-on mics versus boom mics. This side is arguing for clip-on mics, but this side thinks that boom mics are just way better. Let the arguing begin.
Okay, so the reason I think that clip-ons are better are because of the fact that they're easier to use. Like, you don't have to exert force to like hold up a boom mic. Besides, if you're really arguing against if you're arguing against clip-on mics, then why are you yourselves wearing clip-on mics? You would have gone for boom mics.
Also,
Checkmate, idiot.
you need more than one person to use a boom mic. You can use a clip-on by yourself. So
I always do it myself. It's pretty sad.
it's okay, Ben. We know you're alone forever. But yeah, honestly, clip-ons are just the way to go. The sound quality might not be as good sometimes, but they're just easier to use.
Alright, so we're arguing that boom mics are better because, one, they have a lot better audio quality, as with clip-on mics you'll hear a lot of more rustling and breathing. And also, if used correctly, they can actually be easier to use. As for example, in some scenes, like people actually tape boom mics to the wall or maybe to a desk, and that way they do not need to be held by someone, but they're still picking up the entire sound of the environment.
Yeah, and going off of your point on why we decided to use clip-on mics, we wanted to show how bad of an audio quality clip-on mics were. And as you can probably tell, they're like, you can like hear all the whispering and bad audio quality.
I mean, you're like tugging on your shirt.
Oh no, this is just, you know, like,
It's just the rustling.
it's
of
just
the
a
breeze.
rustling
Yeah.
of,
Like, you feel that, right? You feel the wind?
No.
No?
Well, I would like to say that not everybody has tape to tape a boom mic to the wall. That's really important, you know?
Yeah, you
Staples
can't-
isn't everywhere.
You
Wait.
can't be tapist.
if you don't have tape, how do you have a clip-on mic? I mean, I'm pretty sure tape is cheaper than a clip-on mic.
Well, there might be a clip-on mic store near you, but not a tape store.
Also,
So
clip-on mics require a lot more wires because,
yeah.
one, they require a thing for the person to wear, and two, they require a thing to attach to the camera. While with a boom mic, all you need is a pole, and then and then a wire to attach to the microphone. That's one less wire. Sure, you need a pole, but those are more easily accessible than this box that only works for clip-on mics.
Can you bring your iPhone to this? No, but in all seriousness, thing is, well, you said something about like how the clip-on mics need tape or whatever. They don't need tape. That's why they're called clip-ons. You just use the clip. That, you know, the thing that's right here, this thing. I'm sorry. I don't mean to go after you, like go after you personally. You guys seem pretty nice.
that's your job.
Oh, okay.
No, we're arguing that with a boom mic, instead of having someone fold it, you can also tape it to whether it be the wall or a drawer.
But like,
pick up
let's say you
sustainable
don't have
audio.
tape. Let's go back to the fact Ben is alone forever. He doesn't have someone to hold a boom mic. So, and he doesn't have tape either.
And clip-ons obviously would because they give more jobs.
Well, I can't argue with that. Clip-ons win.
Take
This team, I don't remember your team name. Chunky's dead.
Chunky's
wins.
You
dead.
just said you didn't
Your
remember
prize
the name.
is absolutely nothing.
Oh, there we go. Sorry.
I want to die.
All right.
We leave him hanging.
As the producer of this event, I'd like to get a few thoughts on these. First off, what do you think about your victory today?
Horrible. An absolute disgrace.
Well, I think we worked really hard for this, and Chunky would be proud.
Okay, hold on. No,
You want to
we
say a
did
few words?
not.
You want to say a few words about Chunky?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, me too.
All right. The other team is
You did
leaving.
good. You did good.
What do you have to say about your loss today?
This leaves me 0-3 in debates, so
What?
I don't feel that great.
Yeah, we're very ashamed. You know, we put a lot of effort into this. A lot of research went into these debate subjects, and you can't just.
Now I feel bad.
It's a big embarrassment.
Now.
This wraps up the 2020 Acton TV debate.
Don't leave me with him. Don't leave me with him, please.
No, I want to see my family again.